First, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Hello, everyone. This is Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler. Appreciate you joining us wherever you found us. Remember that, and always come back here at 1 p.m. every weekday where we start our show. So Juneteenth is coming up, but in the lead up to that, you're going to get the opportunity here in Portland to do something pretty unique, and that is to attend the inaugural 8 Seconds Juneteenth Rodeo. It's happening Saturday, June 17th. Joining us right now, we have the founder of this event, Ivan. Ivan, thanks for taking some time out of your day to join us here. I want to start off, though, by talking about your story. So you're a photojournalist by trade and very good at it, too. I was looking at some of your images today. But I'm really interested to know, how does one go from being a photojournalist, something we're very familiar with here in a newsroom, to founding a rodeo? That seems like a leap that's very interesting. Tell us how that all happened.
Yeah, it was all kind of organic. It just sort of happened. I was taking photos of cowboys for about 7 years. I had come upon this culture in 2015 from a friend who had recommended that I go check it out. And I went to a rodeo in Okmulgee, Oklahoma, and was just blown away to see thousands of Black cowboys. And it was incredibly inspiring. And I got a little obsessed with it, and I just kind of kept going back because it was so comfortable and so much fun, and I really made friends. And then I started getting connected with brands that, wanted me to make the work on their behalf. So I started working for Wrangler and a boot brand called Dakotas and a bunch of other heritage Western brands. And then I had this relationship with the athletes, and I had this relationship with brands, and I was connecting them. Then I started Instagram, and that blew up. We got 19,000 some odd Instagram followers, and I had a big audience. Then I started to think, well, what if I did my own rodeo? And I had some ideas about what that might look like. And a friend of mine, Vince Jones Dixon, the city councilor for the city of Gresham, said, let's do something for Juneteenth. And it just all connected. I was like, we could do a rodeo here in Portland. I've got the audience, I've got the brands, and I've got the athletes. We just put those all together in a space, and we do it in Portland where it's never been done before, to inspire the crowd, to inspire youth, and to make it an incredible story. I think Portland is a beautiful city. It's a city in transition, and we're hoping that this event is part of the Portland that Portland is becoming.
That's really incredible. So, you said 2015, that's when you started becoming interested in this. Did you have interest in rodeos before that? Had you attended a rodeo before?
I had been going to rodeos growing up as a kid. And I grew up in Kansas, Kansas City, Kansas, and we would go to the American Royal there, which is a huge rodeo, and we would, come out and our choir would sing the national anthem, and then we would leave typically because we were like, well, there's nothing but white folks here, and it smells bad, and it's hot. And so we would clear out as soon as the rodeo actually started. But I love Westerns. One of my favorite movies is Tombstone. I love The Unforgiven. I would watch Bonanza and Gunsmoke reruns as a kid. But just sort of not seeing a lot of folks that look like me in that culture made it something that I didn't think was anything for me or anything that I could really participate in. So it took me until going to that rodeo in Okmulgee, which is about 4 hours away from my hometown, to really realize that this is a part of my culture, and it's pretty close to how I came up.
I can't tell you how many times I've seen Tombstone, so I'm an aficionado on that one too. But talking about that, the culture side of things. So you mentioned, seeing someone who looked like you, who was out there. Talk about the culture of I guess, Black rodeo, and how that incorporates into the overall rodeo culture.
You'll see at a Black rodeo, you'll see what you'll see at most rodeos. You'll see bulldogging, you'll see barrel racing, you'll see bull riding and kettle corn, and all of the things that you see at rodeos. But at a Black rodeo, you might see people doing the Cupid shuffle in the dirt with their boots on. You might see a little bit different swagger. You'll see somebody with a do-rag or braids under their hat. You'll see long acrylic nails. You'll just see a little bit of a different style. The music will be different than probably what you see at most other rodeos. One thing that we do at the beginning of Black rodeos is we sing "Lift Every Voice and Sing," the Black national anthem, and a rider comes out holding the Pan-African flag. And so just the fanfare and the audience have their own flavor, and that's exciting about a lot of different rodeos. Black rodeos are a little bit different. You go to a Mexican rodeo or a Arapeo, and those have got their own flavor as well. People will be dancing in the dirt while people are riding bulls, and you might find Modelo cans up to your ankle. Native American rodeos are a little bit different. It's a very visceral part of American culture, and it's a tribal part of American culture, and a lot of different folks rodeo, and they bring their culture with them when they do it.
And you get to have that different kind of experience, yeah, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
So looking forward to this weekend, and putting this together, what were the different elements? I mean, you said you have the audience, you said you have the sponsors, that you have these pieces. What are the elements that you put together for this one?
I'm an artist. I'm a photographer. I've had my art in the Portland Art Museum. I've had my art in galleries around the country, around the city. And this I viewed to be an interactive art project. This was a way to kind of control the environment and bring all of these pieces into a space and allow for beautiful capture of video and photography is how I thought about it. In that, storytelling is an important component. It's an important part of what we're doing. We're going to tell the story of some Oregon pioneers, Letitia Carson and Jess Stahl, cowboys that worked the land and made their path across Oregon. There's going to be wonderful music played by DJ OG1, the Blazers official DJ. Just coming into it as an artist and composing this beautiful, beautiful interactive art project, this event, has been incredibly difficult. We had to get tons of dirt. We had to get fencing. We had to source animals and get permits and all kinds of things to bring this to life. But, coming at it from a place of joy and a place of love has made it actually fun and actually an enjoyable process.
I was wondering about that, just actually putting that together. I didn't even think about bringing in dirt, that you would need for this. What's been the biggest learning experience that you've had from putting this all together?
It's been, how do I get people to come along with me? I had the vision. Me and Vince both kind of could see the finish line. Nobody else that we talked to could. And so we really had to paint that picture and inspire folks along the way and get them to ride with us. So that's been the biggest thing, is like, how do you take something that you're passionate about and light somebody else's flame and get them to come along with you, whether it be sponsors or volunteers or even the athletes. We have to be like, hey, Black cowboy, take your horse and trailer across the Rocky Mountains, come all the way from Oklahoma, spend thousands of dollars of gas, and do a rodeo in Portland, Oregon, where it's never been done for. I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know how people are going to receive it, but come on out. That's been a hard sell, and that's been difficult to do. And I've had to do that with every single athlete that's coming. And I'll tell you, all of them are thrilled as the people in the audience to come here and show off their skills to this crowd, because they know that they're going to light up some kids, and they know that they're going to expose people to a culture that they know absolutely nothing about.
Yeah, and talking about that, for some people who have maybe never been to a rodeo before at all, or just completely unfamiliar with rodeos, what do you tell them to expect to come out? How do you encourage them to come out?
Well, first of all, your tag on your hat should be in the back. It can be confusing. I put my hat on backward before, and I had a cowboy call me out about it. So make sure your tag is in the back, because if you just look at it, you might get confused. If you got new boots, your feet are probably going to hurt a little bit at the end of the night. So be prepared for that as well. Overall, I would say the majority of our audience that are coming have never been to a rodeo before. And we want them to know that at our rodeo, you're accepted however you are, whoever you are, whatever your orientations are, however you identify yourself, come on out to our rodeo. It'll be a safe place. It'll be a welcoming place. And we want to make you comfortable, just the environment that we're creating, the people that are going to be there, the way we've got things set up. It's all about safety and comfort for our audience. And this is a culture that I love that I didn't necessarily fit into when I came along, but I found my place in it. I was an artist. When I showed up at my first rodeo, I was wearing wing tips and a linen shirt and a baseball hat, and I didn't look anything like anybody else there. But people were warm. They shared a water with me. They shared their stories, and I want to bring that same welcome to anybody that comes through our doors.
That is really cool. For something else there, you mentioned, kids who are maybe getting exposed to it. I know you talked about that, and there's a specific part of this that has a scholarship component to it. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so our vision is, to bring out these athletes. We're going to have 40 plus athletes coming into the arena. When they come in, we want to see kids' eyes light up and say, wow, these people look like me. These cowboys are like me. And then we're going to have kids on sheep. We're going to do the mutton busting. And so kids are going to be riding sheep in the arena and falling off and crying and getting tough. Our vision is that this year, all of the athletes are coming in from out of town. A lot of them are coming from California, but some are coming from as far as Florida. Our vision is that in 5 or 10 years, we have some athletes that are from Portland that are competing in this rodeo who have gotten inspired by the rodeo. So to facilitate that, we're giving out 5 scholarships this year for kids to go learn how to ride horses at a stables up in Ridgefield, Washington. We're going to announce it at the rodeo, and then we're going to have an essay or a video contest, whichever one you feel comfortable with. So you can go and apply and tell us, what horsemanship would mean to you. And then we'll have an unbiased panel of jurors pick 5 kids out of that pool to go learn 6 weeks of horse riding. They're going to learn how to gallop on a horse. They're going to learn how to maintain stalls, maintain the horses, put saddles and tack on horses, and we hope that eventually we'll have our own stable in the city where we can have a youth program and kids riding. There's a long-term vision for this. This year has been exhausting, and this year has been a lot of work. But we plan on doing it next year. We plan on doing it in 10 years and growing that next generation of Pacific Northwest Cowboys.
I think my final question there is, of all the places that you could have put this on, for this specific type of rodeo, what made you decide to keep it here in Portland?
That's a really good question, because I think initially when I had the idea of doing a rodeo, I was like, I'm going to do it in Kansas City because there's black cowboys there. There's a lot of black cowboys in Oklahoma. It's easier for people to get there. That's not really my style. Just in my life, I've always kind of gone the hard route. I'm a little bit like a salmon. I like to swim upstream, and this seemed like the upstream route. Doing it in Portland, is important to me because this is where I stay. This is where I hang my hat, and I love the community here. I love the black community here. I see the black community kind of spread out, and we thought we could do a big event to bring a lot of people into one place so they can see each other and be inspired. Like I said, Portland is changing. You can see the change all around you. And I think the vision for what Portland is becoming is for it to be a lot more inclusive and for success to be spread out amongst all kinds of different people. And we want the rodeo to be a platform for that and a message for that. We want it to be a comfortable place for everybody. We want it to be a place where black folks can gather and see each other. And we want it to be a place of economic thriving for the athletes, for the vendors, for everybody that's coming out to participate with us.
Well, Ivan, thank you very much for spending some time with us here to talk about this. And I want to make sure that people know where they can go, to get their tickets and the times and all that. Can you give everybody the details?
Yeah, it's go to the website. It's 8secondsrodeo.com. I built it myself, so take it easy on me.
I thought it was pretty good, actually. I was really impressed with it.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I built it myself, and I'm working on it to make it better. But yeah, 8seconds rodeo, the number 8secondsrodeo.com. And you can get your tickets there, and you can learn more information about what we got going on. You can see the schedule of events. We've got, stuff going on all day. Doors open at 3. We're going to have roping lessons from a real cowboy. We're going to have a mechanical bull. We're going to have live music, and there's a whole VIP experience as well with craft cocktails made by Remy Martin and Jack Daniels. There's stuff going on all day, so you can meet a cowboy, hear a couple of stories, share a drink. We're just creating an environment that everybody can enjoy.
Well, Ivan, thank you for telling us all about it here and getting the word out about what you're doing. Congratulations on getting this all together. You make it sound like it's a little bit of work, but I can't imagine how much work this actually is to put together. And best of luck with it. Sounds like it's going to be amazing. Appreciate you being here on with us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it.
All right, there we go. Ivan McCellan. That is an incredible story. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in here to Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler. Appreciate you joining us. If this is your first time watching, we're live every weekday at 1 p.m. With all kinds of different things that we talk about, whether it's news stories, interviews, interesting things like we just covered right there. So lots to watch. You can see all the videos at youtube.com/Fox12Oregon. Under the live section, you can see all the interviews on there. You can also watch on our apps, lots of places. So make sure you download those as well. And I appreciate you tuning in. I'm going to sign off for right now. I'm Greg Nibbler.